How do I explain this to somebody that's maybe got a healthy relationship, a normal relationship with alcohol? Like, how do you put it into words when you're in this space where you're not addicted to alcohol, but you know your drinking isn't right? You're drinking most nights. You're not fall down drunk, you're not blackout drunk, but you are drinking most nights. You're still functioning, you're just doing life, you're parenting, you're doing everything, working, you're doing everything you've got to do. But when you wake up, you feel so anxious and with feelings of dread that seem to linger all day. How do you describe that sort of hollow, sicky feeling that you get the minute you wake up? That uneasy feeling like in your chest? How do you describe that almost like anxiety, jittery type of a sensation that lingers and lingers? And how do you describe to somebody how annoyed you are with yourself because you said you weren't going to drink and you did again? How do you tell somebody that every single day you're telling yourself you're not going to drink tonight? Tonight's going to be different. And that you really believe it. You believe this to be the case. But then every single night you're sitting down in front of the telly and there you are again drinking. You almost think, how did I get here again? Because you really, really believed it. And the bit that's really hard to explain to anybody is that you know you're not addicted, but you can't understand why this keeps happening. You know you haven't reached some dramatic rock bottom, but you know that you're not free either. You know it's taking up loads of room in your life. You can't seem to change things. How do you describe to somebody that you feel so pissed off with yourself and your behaviours and your constant breaking of promises and then doing it again and again and again? How can you tell those same people that you're doing this thing every night, you're drinking every night, but it leaves you crippled with anxiety for days? How can you tell them that it used to be fun and you used to really enjoy it, but somehow it's stopped being fun, but you keep doing it? And then the only way you can really get around that is by justifying it, by saying things like, well, I've had a long day, or I'm a bit stressed, or I deserve it, or I'm bored, or I'm lonely. You just keep finding reasons to do it. How do you get them to understand that you're stuck in a loop, that you're not really enjoying it anymore, and you're doing it because it's habitual? How do you describe it because you don't fully understand it yourself? And how do you describe the fact that you feel like you're somehow pulling yourself through the day, you're coasting at best, everything's hard work? But worst of all, how do you describe the fact that you laugh it off, this hard work feeling, this totally stuck feeling that you've got? You know that you're totally stuck and that you're not your best at anything. But how do you describe and how do you explain that laughing it off? Oh, it's been a tough day, I better get some wine tonight. And how do you actually describe that inner mental ping pong in your head where you're constantly giving yourself a hard time, but then you're constantly telling yourself that you need to have a drink, and then you're giving yourself a hard time, and it's like a noise, like a white noise constantly in your head. You're either berating yourself and giving yourself grief, or you're giving yourself a little pep talk, or you're giving yourself permission, and none of it actually makes you feel better there and then. It's just noise. And ultimately, how do you describe it to anybody that, cares about you and loves you? How do you describe it to them that you just don't feel like the person you used to be, don't feel like the old you anymore? And you know somewhere in all of this that your nightly drinking is making it worse. How do you do that?